games. Having that Arcana, it's very sad, right?
You're never gonna unlock that Arcana, it seems.
Oh no, I have the Arcana unlocked completely ages ago. But the fact that the Arcana is like one of the only skins that actually nerfs your hero, like you steal Macro Pyre and then it's green, so the enemy sees, oh, that's the Rubik's Macro Pyre, stuff like that, where you're like, oh, yep, this actually is kind of sucky.
Yeah, but it's good for your team. A lot of the times you'll see your own teammates running away from your own spells if it's not green, so it's a kind of a win-lose situation, I would say. It really depends. If you're playing with good teammates who are paying attention, then remove that Arcana.
Yeah, but it's nice to see, like, when you steal the meatball from Voker and you see, like, a big square rolling around. It's just too much fun. You're like, this is me. I did this. I am useful. And then you lose the game because you were slightly less useful than you thought. Nonetheless, any surprise moves here so far? Not really. Both teams invade. Both teams won't find anything. The Morphling should just walk back to the lane because if he gets anywhere close, it's always dangerous as a Morph.
And no real surprises. Centaur adjusting his item build slightly. He will be playing into Alchemist, all this minus armor. Usually you see Ring of Protection, maybe double Ring of Protection, but instead he will get Raid Band, no Quelling Blade this time. Maybe he needs to get Quelling Blade just for later stages. I mean, like, you get it almost immediately. He's bringing something onto Courier. It's going to be Tangos. But yeah, since you're playing against Hoodwink, you might need to get it.
It's always
not
nice.
in the lane, but, you know, it's
in general.
It should be good in general to cut it down.
Yeah, it's one of the additional pluses. Wait, did OTP got cancelled? Yeah, MJC's TP got cancelled by Shaka, who was badgering him with the battery assaults and the Enchantress Force level Wisps. And take the gateway that way through. Will Shaka chase him? No, because that would mean he put the Morphling all alone against a Mars, a plus Hoodwink. But at least they have some time to get good harassing onto the Alchemist.
Level 1, it is a lot of harassment. He needs to be careful. Might need to pop that healing salve pretty soon. Another stun, Blood Grenade, Fate Bolt, especially when they get level 2. With Double Edge, this Alchemist could die very easily.
Yeah, isn't as tanky just yet. But it does show exactly how much respect he has for the Centaur lane by starting off the game with a healing salve in his inventory. Not something a lot of safe laners tend to do.
Experienced safe laners, they know when to buy healing salve, some of the bad matchups. You remember those patches? That was so stupid, where you, as a position 5, but there it is, Lumiere.
Yep,
there's the stun, and he will drop.
Yeah,
not much.
You always had to buy a healing salve.
Buy healing salve, yeah.
Ooh, bottom lane, they find the Morph. Both safe lane is taken down. Yeah, the change that they made it do half the regen. I'm happy they made it so that they don't keep asking for it. But there are still some safe laners that are like, then you just buy me 2 healing salves.
Yeah, just buy 2 healing salves, no biggie. I'll spend all my gold and the 2 sentries plus a couple of tangos.
Yeah, that's a sad
Enchanter stop.
Right there. Ooh. They do it's so much damage. Double edge, hoof stomp, zap, kill. And still, you don't reduce the damage that much, but the Rubik does do significant damage himself, especially once Fate Bolt gets to level 2. You can't really do much as an Enchantress.
Boom! There it goes.
Mid matchup, yeah, no surprising. It's favorable for Dark Mago.
They will need to make some stacks for Alchemist to come back into the game, relieve some pressure. I also want to see Dark Mago making a rotation. He's dropping very low. He tried to play very aggressive, but Clockwork seems like he's gonna drop. They need another one, another hit, and Oscar will secure it.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Destroyer near Dark Mago trying to possibly get something going. Actually, there's a move forward. Dark Mago trying to disengage from the area. Will get jumped at. Very low in HP. Enchantress is closing in. Ryu, should they be able to get the kill? There's going to be the heal from MGZ. Is it going to be enough? Dark Mago, the blocks come in. And Destroyer's actually dying to the Wild Wings tornado at the moment. He's on the run, does have himself brown boots, so should be able to outrun the Enchantress.
Oh, Dark Mago, he might drop here. Has Tango up and running, but he's thinking, how do I get to any runes? Oh, he's gonna TP to Outpost and might not even pick it up. Genek wants to secure it for him.
Yeah, he's there, but Ryu can just shield crash on top, or can he? Close range. He's not gonna go for it. Didn't have the swashbuckle available, will actually use it to disengage. So Dark Mago, thanks to that rotation from Genek, has a bit of a chance in that mid lane. Otherwise, it would have become a far more disastrous endeavor.
Yeah, it's a lot of fixing for this rotation on Dark Mago, because Rubik caused him a lot of issues, and then they needed to rotate one hero from the bottom. He also had to use a TP, so this kind of equals it out in terms of net worth as well. Both mid laners sitting very close to each other.
Clockwork bottom lane with the cogs, making sure that the mana gets drained on both the Mars and the Hoodwink, so there's not going to be a lot of spam coming out from those two heroes at the very least to take down the Morphling a second time. Even though Morphling is a bit struggling in that lane. And Hermit top lane. Top net worth on the Centaur War Runner. He is, I mean, it is Centaur. It's kind of what the hero does these days.
Yeah, he does, especially against melee heroes. He tends to win those lanes. Very nice attack animation, a lot of damage. Very tanky, keeping a point for now in case he needs to put more into retaliate, or if they see an opportunity to get another kill on Lumiere.
With those rotations previously being made, Dark Mago is now bottom of the cores, and Ryu is almost level 6. One more creep should get him to that point. The runes are about to spawn. It's going to be a rune top side, illusion rune picked up by Destroyer. No bottle refill. In the meantime, Genek is being chased by Shaka. Swashbuckle in. One more hit needed. And he'll just throw the blood grenade to finish the job. Take down the Hoodwink.
Yeah, much better start for Team Silk this time. I mean, they had a great start in the first game, but that was about it. You know, this first minute and a half or two, and then everything went pretty bad for them. Rubik doing a lot of work securing these runes, leaving Hermit alone top, but that also leaves Alchemist in a situation where he can farm. Because you see Rubik mid, Centaur can't solo kill you. Now with Rubik getting closer, they might be able to get a kill onto Lumiere. I would love to see some kind of rotation, maybe even a TP rotation. Problem is Ryu doesn't have much mana to work with.
Yeah, we'll need to refill his bottle. There is still a bounty rune to get it done. Or one of his supports just needs to die, which some tend to do very quickly. Make a suicidal play. It should be a 1-for-1 wisdom rune trade. And they're all pretty far away from each other the entire time on the... Like, I'm looking at the minimap, and everyone is just nowhere close to the enemy.
Thunder Awaken, they feel they need a little bit of farming time. Storm Spirit, also interesting build on him. Picked up Soul Ring, not the item that I've seen. I guess it's also good since you're going to be playing into mana burn. So you're like, oh, Storm Spirit has 0 mana. Suddenly he pops it and gains 170 mana. We're talking about the beautiful Pango. First Stampede.
It's a disengage needed because Destroyer is towards mid trying to help out. Dark Mago zips in with his now level 7 Storm Spirit. Does a ton of damage and still has plenty of mana to spare. Got that infused raindrop as well, so it's always a nice addition to have. It soaks up so much damage. Dark Mago looking for the Morphling. Bushwhack comes out and very quickly blows him up with that double damage rune that he just secured. The Observer Ward. did not get scouted out just yet, so a huge kill on towards the Morphling.
Morphling pinged where it could possibly be, but they're still not done. Ryu getting jumped.
Towards mid, while the Ripper is even charging forward to try and drag him back, but too far away. Storm Spirit didn't have much mana left. 14 magic wand charge. It'll be pretty happy right now. It started to be a bit of a struggle, but has overtaken most of the other cores. Is now second in net worth. The only one above him is gonna be that Centaur.
And you can see Thunder Awaken, as soon as Alchemist goes to jungle, they start to put some more pressure onto enemy heroes. They try to outnumber them. So Alchemist can free farm Rolling Thunder.
Dodged completely. Oscar still being chased down. Should die, but at least is keeping them occupied for as long as he possibly can. Oh, this
Still
is
alive,
so much time
Rocket.
wasted.
He does not want to take it.
Does die, but it was a what 15-second chase in total.
Pretty much. And Alchemist is getting that net worth, almost the most farm hero in the game. Made some stack for himself. Cleared it. Going for Radiance. No surprise there. MJSB has been slightly more silent than in the previous one. Maybe he can take over the lane once Alchemist goes to jungle. We expected him to make a rotation towards the mid lane, play with the catapult, try to secure the tower. But Dark Mago was the one who got initiated on. Destroyer was on his ass 2 times in a row. So let's see where the rune is. Gonna be top. Dark Mago picks it up.
They're keeping it pretty well close here on the side of Team Silk. It's only a 1k net with lead for Thunder. And that's definitely a big plus considering they're playing with an Alchemist. Normally the lead should be a lot worse. Hermit top lane is going to get dove on by Dark Mago, who has that haste rune, so it does feel a little bit more confident, but the center stampede to get Hermit out of there. Is he going to be able to disengage? The damage is coming in and there's no support. No one is TPing to help out the center top.
A little bit surprising. I guess they try to go onto mid lane because they see Clockwork with the hook shot on cooldown. And Jenek with no sharpshooter, so that means he got on top of him and then sharpshooter to get out of the cogs. That's always going to be a good one. Some big stacks being made by Jenek in their triangle. Eventually Alchemist will go there and clean those up.
Yeah, Destroyer did steal the sharpshooter as well, so they have some heavy bursts if they can get good control on a hero like the Alchemist or someone else that they might spot around the map. Oscar's going Vlads, yeah. Vlads always good. Dark Mago Orchid. Control up the Pango a little bit more. Alchemist Radiance. Okay, that one's definitely not surprising. But the Diffusal Blade from the Pangolier is closing in. That should be a really big addition. Actually, he's not going. What's he going for?
No, he's going for Mage Slayer.
Oh,
so that's a really good one. Just like reduce their magic damage output by 40% on a Storm Spirit, and you having magic resistance, you don't take damage. Make shield crash as well, basically immortal. But this will also delay your diffusal timing.
Dire's top tower is
yeah.
under attack.
I'm interested. I mean, obviously, Mage Slayer is always really good because it's not just magic damage; it's just all your spell damage. So it's also good against like Alchemist with the Unstable Concoction and Acid Spray. Which is a nice plus. Shaka getting zipped on, hook shot to annoy Dark Mago for a little bit longer. You have Ryu back in mid now as well, but they're gonna need a couple of rotations soon to make plays happen. Ryu actually right-clicking away at Jenek. It's a universal hero, does do a lot of damage.
Yeah, does have Lens of Pursuit, so extra damage. He becomes budget tricky when attacking from behind. Radiance about to be completed, needs extra 400 gold. Hermit. They want to kill him before.
They tried to get the kill on Unstable Concoction. Gets stolen. The downside is there, because he used the sharpshooter, he actually knocked himself back on the high ground. So Rubik had to walk around to start the Unstable Concoction cast, and it was a little bit too far away. Zipped in towards mid by Dark Mago, going for shock again. Dark Mago's out of mana. Doesn't have his Soul Ring at the ready. A small zip still available But with Hermit joining the fun, will not get out of dodge. And that's a 4-kill streak picked up for only a Clockwork Death. A huge engagement towards mid for Team Silk.
Yeah, much closer game in the second one. Wrath, they fixed some of the issues that they had, and now they're gonna start to put some pressure. Buff Mage Slayer, please, so it works on towers as well.
Yes, do 120 dot damage on towers. That makes so much sense. You already have what the Orb of Corrosion now working on towers. What more do you want? Enchantress. Drop in low, Rolling Thunder, Ryu actually turns around and the Zip got stolen, but Destroyer can't even get the cast off. DMCA in trouble, Oscar's chasing, has the Arena and Spear at the ready. Hook shot to hold Oscar back, and indeed they will do exactly that. The Blink Dagger reveal from Hermit. Dark Mago's gonna get dragged back by Morphling playing Storm Spirit. On to the low ground they go. Hermit's got the blink in a second. Will be able to get the blink stun onto Dark Mago. Plus the center stampede. They'll look for Genic. That's going to be a very big chase here from Team Silk. Lumiere wants to take the fight with the Radiance, it seems, or just stun himself. Maybe he gets close enough to the peaks to at least do some damage to those. But yeah, he'll build out. The tier 1 tower mid is going to be the target.
Yeah, Ryu is pretty massive on this Pango. Unkillable, pretty much. Shield crash, magic resistance, you hit anyone with that. They don't deal damage, but the biggest winner is Lumiere in this one. You can see his network skyrocketing. He even stacked the triangle one more time for himself. Can't even farm it, considering how many stacks there are that will need to use ulti one more time.
Yeah, Alchemist farming speed always nice to see. The downside is, you know, Alchemist at one point dies, all that net worth is gone, which is the downside of the old classic 4 Protect 1 plays. But the Morphling's also not too shabby. Second in net worth, creeping up pretty nicely. Genic's gonna get caught inside the cogs. Wants to jump out of there with the sharpshooter, but another one comes in, and Hermit's really getting these catches on the center.
He's been popping off. Going into Lotus Orb next, it seems. Not that good of a Lotus game. I guess he wants to protect his Morphling, maybe his Pango with Lotus against this freshly bought Orchid and Storm Spirit. It's being delivered as we speak.
It's always nice against Alchemist at the very least. And against, as you mentioned, the Orchid, Electric Vortex, Drag Back. And obviously later down the line you'll have other items like Scyther fights and stuff coming into play, but that's no concern now yet. I guess armor is always nice to have extra on the centaur, especially against an Alchemist who is Acid Spray is physical, Unstable Concoction is physical, they do quite a decent amount of damage.
Yeah, if he wants to tank up, turn this, you know, cloak into something, he might go for Eternal Shroud or Pipe. I wouldn't mind seeing Pipe because most of their damage is magical anyway.
And while upgrading the Veil of Discord is never a bad choice when you play against an Enchantress and an Alchemist. Remove a portion of their healing. But that's for later down the line for Hermit. It does seem Morphling. Yeah, Manta Style is almost done. Once he's got that done, it's time for Kanda. I like Kanda. I also like the word Kanda. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's kind of good. Let's see.
Jump in, catch onto the Clockwork. Kill comes out. But with the center stampede, they try to get themselves back in towards mid. Ryu's gonna get jumped, but in response, again, Hermit's on his tippy toes, gets the quick catch. Alchemist charging forward, going for the backline jump onto the Rubik. Knows the support needs to get taken down. Clockwork rejoins the fray. Oscar's on the run, but their attention is going to be Lumiere on that Alchemist.
He's alone.
He's stuck inside the cogs. He has nowhere to go, and he's going to get dunked on as well by Hermit. They're making some painful mistakes here on Thunder Awaken.
Radiant are scanning.
Storm will need to be much more careful. Dark Mago, already a third death on his Storm Spirit. Hermit has his number. He needs to be careful. Maybe catch him, or needs to be slightly more careful. Problem is that he didn't have a hero that goes in first. Now you have Mars with the Blink Dagger. There it is. Steered away. Hook shot. Can he maybe get it off? No, he can't. He got silenced.
Guys. Oh, barely survived as well. And for more, Dark Mago will be able to zip all the way back to safety. There is an electric vortex stolen, so if you dive in, you have to be careful of the possible double lockdown with telekinesis electric vortex.
Is under attack.
And again, it's a Rubik plus Morphling game, so they could use two of your abilities even better. There it is. You mentioned it. They're in trouble. They're in serious trouble on Thunder Awaken. This is Alchemist lineup we're talking about. 19 minutes into the game. They don't have net worth advantage. And in terms of scaling, they're going to get outscaled. This is Pango, Centaur, and Morphling. Morphling who's having a really good time. Manta style done, so he doesn't care too much about this Orchid anymore. There's going to be a Lotus Orb that we mentioned, getting very close to it, 900 gold away.
Yeah, it's not looking too great. A couple of fights for Dark Mago that went horribly sour. Is going for the Kaya Sans to try and sustain a little bit more in these engagements. But this Pangolier is actually not going for the Diffuse, instead going for the Manta style completely against the Orchid. And is closing in on it. He's got really good farm after those couple of fights.
I don't mind that. Maybe like a Diffusal Blade afterwards, and then you can turn that also into Disperser, have another way of dispelling yourself, and having that damage. Dark Mago is going to die one more time. They're hunting them down.
And they're chasing Infogenic. Kill gets secured. Ryu with the Rolling Thunder onto MJZ. Morphling TP'd towards mid to join the fun. And possibly get a free kill if he is so lucky. It's going to be going to Ryu. And 3 kills for Team Silk. We get ourselves the pause because the Hoodwink DC'd. But I guess they also need a bit of a breather. Talk to each other while this technical issue comes up and be like, guys, what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on should be the question. I think this game is slipping away. With each fight that they lose, their chances of winning this game are much, much lower. Like your Storm Spirit, he doesn't deal much damage. He gets hit by this Mage Slayer. Mars gets hit by it. It's going to be very difficult for them to kill any of the heroes. Morphling will have Lotus Orb. All 3 cores will have a way of dispelling things. And yeah, Rubik can provide you with a little bit of a save with the Glimmer Cape. Clockwork also going for 1. It seems, but they can keep hunting them down. They have very good heroes to gank with.
Yeah, it's looking pretty sublime. DCMC on that Morphling already has the Chrysalis done. So next out of piece is going to be the Phylactery. And then the supports, like the Hoodwink and the Enchantress, are about an Adaptive Strike and a waveform away from dying. What's the Alchemist build going to be? It's AC, build more armor, it seems. Hopefully they'll be able to, I honestly, get back in control for the Thunder Awaken side, because it is slipping fast. The net worth advantage is still only 1k, but considering you're up against Alchemist, it's
more.
huge.
Yeah, it's massive. And Pango is going back for that Diffusal. Still burning mana on heroes is pretty damn big. So they're trying to make something happen in this bottom lane. Observer ward plays down. It's just that no one is there.
Yeah, Hermit knows something funky was up, so quickly dipped out. They're looking to go for Roshan on Thunder Awaken. They don't really have the greatest Rosh lineup, so it's going to take a little bit of time. But there is no one even considering the fact that they might go Rosh.
Yeah, this is not the best Rosh taking lineup, so maybe they don't even expect it. They do have Vlad, so there's going to be some extra damage, extra sustain coming out, minus armor from Acid Spray, Orb of Destruction as well. But this is big. If they allowed Morphling to pick it up, this game would be in a really bad spot for Thunder Awaken. It already is.
Well, Dark Mago, is he going to be the one picking up that Aegis? Probably so, because he does manage to get jumped most of the time. Kaya is finished. He's going for the Sange next. BKB is going to be a necessity this game on that Storm Spirit to try and recover.
Dire's
This
middle
Rubik's
tower
actually
is under attack.
very farmed. They did already get rid of the Tormentor, so he's got a shard, he's got Glimmer Cape, he's got plenty of tools. It's a good shard game because if you steal the Mars' spear, you get a 2-man spear catch. It's always nice to have some spells that you can combo with your shard when you steal something.
Yeah, you'll most likely be looking to steal that. Maybe like Acid Spray, Vortex is good,
Dire's
Bushwhack,
top tower is
Sharpshooter.
under attack.
You don't want to steal anything
Radiant's
from
middle
Enchantress
tower
pretty
is
much.
under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
It's always a weird game like this because you're playing against Hoodwink, so the moment he uses Bushwhack, normally they use Scurry. Same with the Mars, he uses Spear, he uses Bulwark. You don't get the catch. Oh, that Spear actually misses Ryu. Manta Style jumping back, hook shot onto 2. Dark Mago, they will actually blow up Shaka while Ryu walks back to safety, so they will find a kill secured, and it didn't really cost them much here on Thunder Awaken.
Clockwork sacrificed himself, saw that Pango is going to be in trouble. Continues to farm up. This Manta Style making a difference there. If it was any other item, I still think they commit to him and they kill him. But yeah, Morphling
Radiant's top tower
in a
is under
great
attack.
spot. Just mentioned Kanda. Kanda done. It deals insane amount of damage with
Radiant
just
structures
one
are
adaptive
fortified.
strike.
And just crit is always nice to have. Morphling's going for the shard in
Radiant's
case
top
he gets
tower
stunned,
has
lock
fallen.
attempted. He'll be able to still swap in towards strength, which is always a nice one. Obviously, Orchid's still counted, but just don't get Orchided for Dark Mago. Very close to losing his first life to only 2 heroes there with the Centaur Rubik jump.
Oof, Dark Mago is really pushing the limits with the hero, and he did it already a few times and needs to be
Dire's bottom
slightly
tower
more
is under
careful
attack.
going into Sange next, so there's going to be some extra protection and tankiness. Give him that status resistance against all of those stuns.
Yeah, they need to keep him alive. And once Arena, the Mars gets his BKB, fights do tend to be a significant amount easier. They need BKBs on all their targets. Mars, obviously the Alchemist already has his. Hasn't used it since. He's almost done with the AC in the meantime. And Dark Mago is looking to go for the shard. Okay, overload. I mean, it's great with an Alchemist on your team.
Yeah, that's any cheap items they can buy right now. I also want to see some hexes later down the line. I want to see if Oscar maybe decides to pick it up on his Mars. Maybe a shard into hex or just straight up hex to have slightly more control.
Hook shot, not gonna connect. Jump in onto the Clockwork. Heals himself because he knows he's gonna die anyway. Might as well delay him a little bit more. The Clockwork has died 7 times so far, which is more than half of the kills that Thunder Awaken has. They've just primarily been focusing that Clockwork the moment they see him.
Had to sacrifice himself a few times for the greater good.
Invisibility.
Creeping up. It's actually Thunder Awaken that's going for the more aggressive moves all over the map, which is surprising with how
Radiant's
Team
bottom
Silk
tower
was
is
really
under
the one
attack.
aggressing for the most part and making it work perfectly for them.
Roche, that kind of changed the odds of this game, as they are the ones controlling the
Radiant's bottom
tempo,
tower
taking
has
some of the
fallen.
towers, and
Dire's top
I see
tower is
Lumiere
under
pinging
attack.
high ground. He's like, okay, I have AC. If they don't want to TP back, we're going to deal some damage to the tower. Let's see how fast it goes. It's pretty fast.
It's a lot of damage. The minus armor definitely doing a lot of work. Lumiere gets
Radiant structures
some damage received. In the meantime, on the back line, one shot by the Morphling though. It's caught inside
He's
the arena.
shifting.
Shifting back towards strength. Even has the greater healing Lotus to get all his HP back in case it gets a little bit too close for comfort. Oscar is surrounded by enemies. The BKB is going to be hold on Dark Mago.
Dark Mago, he's out of mana. Oh no, he killed him. He needed to wait extra 10 seconds. Now he's going to respawn. Let's see, Centaur. Good
Hook
force that from
shot,
Mensch.
catch. Dark Mago. Almost got caught there a second time as well, but Dark Mago will be able to get away. And nice attempt from the Ench, unfortunately. Clockwork did have that hook shot. But no
But
kill.
still,
just
he
secured.
saves him. That was a nice play. Forces Centaur aggressively, so he can't land a stun when the Storm Spirit respawns. Pretty cool.
It was pretty much that missing damage that kept the storm alive as well. Now, all things considered, still not great fight with Thunder Awaken. I mean, it really does show Team Silk are stronger, especially if the Morphling spots one of the supports, he one-shots them. Let's see, Janek, he's going for the 4-staff himself. He does have the Mage Slayer done. On the Hoodwink, Enchantress is going Dragonlance, which obviously should be turning into a Hurricane Pike soon enough. A slightly different version of the Enchantress than Solo, who only went for auras.
Yeah, he wants to scale. He feels that, in a game like this, he will maybe need to deal damage because they are lacking in that department. Sure, you have like Alchemist and everything, but how much he can do during the BKB? It's still a 9-second BKB. He didn't even use it, so Lumiere very patient. Janek gets it. That's going to be some extra damage. Hunter's Boomerang is online now.
Yeah, Boomerang now being a shard is pretty neat. The Aghanim Scepter is kind of weird. I don't really see anyone actually ever play with that Ags.
Yeah, it's not the greatest. I feel like it's also a bit of a complicated one. This is not Muerta Ags complicated, but it's up there.
Muerta's Ags, I still don't know where it's good for.
I like during TI we talked to some of the pros and they're like, well, we don't even know what it does.
It's like you stun someone, they take reduced damage, but they have like a spirit next to them that still uses the spells. Then what's the point?
It's basically a stun. That's what it is.
Yeah, well, I'd rather just have an actual stun.
Hex.
Or a hex or something that doesn't cost you 4.2k, and it's like it's pretty okay, but it has a really big downside. Oh, Dark Mago gets jumped, but in response, Hermit tries to send Stampede. Nice spear. The arena comes out. He is stuck in there. Rolling Thunder comes out from Ryu. This might be a little bit of the save your buddy syndrome coming through if they're not careful. However, the Morphling come to play. Genix actually going to be able to heal up nicely. Oscar BKB TP out. I don't know who needs to disengage from this fight from the two sides.
Taking Centaur pretty quickly there. Nice spell usage with the spear and then Arena holding him in place so he can't run away. Morphling had to pop his BKB, going into Satanic next. This Morphling is super tanky, especially with the shard that he picked up. They just don't have enough to bring him down. Game pretty even in terms of net worth. We talked about Mars items, what he needs to pick up. He did have X in his quick buy, now switching up to Shard. Get the Shiva's Guard as well to reduce that healing coming up from Morphling. And also makes him much more tankier.
Yeah, I'm curious how they're going to be able to try and turn this one in their favor in late game, because this Morphling is getting kind of out of control in terms of net worth. He is keeping up with Lumiere the entire time. Obviously, when you go to like late game, there's a point where Alchemist starts giving Aghanim Scepters to his allies. Obviously, I'm talking about 20-30 minutes in the future, but getting a free Ags on the Storm Spirit and the Mars could be really game changing.
Yeah, could be. Alchemist needs to find that farm.
They actually
Getting
do a lot of
initiated on,
damage
dropping
the Morphling.
very low.
And Shaka, same inside the cogs, will be taken down. The zip from the storm is not going to be that successful. Dark Market gets blown up, but Oscar with the catch onto the Morphling attempt. Turn their attention towards well, everyone. This Enchantress is the one that's actually doing all the damage. Hurricane Pike is done. One right click, boom!
Wow.
Gets blown up by MJZ. Ultra kill for the Enchantress. Leaping
Give him the rampage.
damage coming through. This is insane. Enchantress came in all the way through. Hurricane
He's out of
Pike
mana.
doing the work. Is out of mana indeed, but the Morphling, he's swapping away. Lumiere can chase him for a very long time. He's got the Abyssal Blade actually fully delivered on the Alchemist. And MJZ will be able to, together with Lumiere, get the kill onto the Morphling. It was I think we were bamboozled the entire time there, Lacoste. We were like,
All
oh,
right.
how's the Alchemist going to do this? How's the, the Storm Spirit going to do this? No. It's about how is MJZ going to do this?
7.1k damage from Enchantress in that fight, and they're gonna take Roche one more time. They will have Banner for the high ground push potentially. Not the fastest Roche, but yeah, I see Enchantress going for some big items. She has the Enchantress Quiver as well available. Also want to see who picks up the Aegis, whether they're gonna give it to Dark Mago one more time, because he's the one dying. He's the one in the front line. MJZ, Moon Shard did his quick buy. Runs out of mana pretty quickly.
Yeah, we're just gonna need to get himself some nice mana regen items. Obviously, if you go for like the upgraded Witchblade, you have technically a lot. The Parasma, you have a lot of mana added in, but doesn't give you the solid regen. I'm just looking forward to seeing what MJZ is gonna be building this game, because he is the real danger factor here.
This is also pre-shard. He doesn't have Sproink. He doesn't want to buy into it. Next Tormentor is going to be spawning shortly on their side.
The Enchantress Axe is really bad.
Yeah, the Axe is, yeah.
I mean, it could be fun if you have like a Lycan in your team, but that's about it. Or in the enemy's team. But it's in general just straight up bad.
If you ask me like what's better, Little Friends or Sproink, I would probably say Sproink.
Yeah, I definitely go for Sproink.
And there it is. He bought the Sproink for himself. Doesn't want to wait.
Nice to be able to dodge any incoming projectiles and
Get out of cogs.
Yeah, multiple ways to disengage from the fight. Roshan's banner should actually give like something when you hold it. I think it should give like HP regen.
HP regen, yeah, HP mana regen when you hold it.
Because I think they have that on like the shard right now, the refresher shard. But the item just feels incredibly underwhelming. Cheese all the way.
Radiant.
I like the idea of something in this trend, but it just doesn't really do that much.
Yeah, it's not like sometimes you'll see it do really well when you're pushing the high ground, defending those creeps, but yeah, most of the time it does feel slightly lackluster. Dark Mago keeping in, getting smoked. BKB now available for him, so that's going to be some extra protection.
Aegis, BKB, got his level 20 talent, so Electric Vortex duration increased. A little bit more of a lockdown. What's got Ryu got? He's got the Ags on the Pangolier, so the constant shield crash Washbuck is going in. Destroyer Rubik is going to be the target. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Because I don't know where Janek died. I was looking at the Pango. I looked away, and the moment I looked away, I saw in the feed Janek died.
One swashbuckle shield crash and one adaptive strike for Morphling. That was it. All it was needed.
I mean, they remove Shotgun Morph and they bring back Shotgun Morph, so at least we get to see more shotgun plays. It's a lot easier of a shotgun these days because you don't have to use an item first and then a spell, but it is again the shotgun. While building stats, pretty neat. Is going for the Butterfly, and Alchemist doesn't want to go. Yeah, look at this, what Alchemist is going. He's queued up that he wants to get Aghanim Scepters for everybody. You get one. Actually, mainly this one. I don't really think anyone else in this team. Like Hoodwinks, no. Maybe the Mars. Like the Bulwark Shield Warriors in front of you is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a cool looking one. You also don't want to buy that. There's always going to be a better item to buy. But oh, Dark Mago still holding the Aegis. We've seen this movie before. Exactly 10 minutes ago. And they were trying to do the same thing.
Well, the high ground push does commence. It is an Alchemist with a Swift Blink now, so on top of the already Chemical Rage massive attack speed, we'll have even more coming in. Dark Mago, the push slowly but surely, but slowly going in. He's actually going to dive onto Ryu. The spear gets thrown out. Dark Mago dropping low, needs to lose his first life. And indeed, he does lose his first life to the Morphling. Adapter Strike coming down. No Shaka, so there is not going to be a hook shot for 40 seconds.
Radiant's bottom barracks.
Flyback is on cooldown. Already used it twice this game. Rolling Thunder. Okay, maybe it's time to go in. No Clockwork for 30, no Rolling Thunder. Chemical Rage running out, so he doesn't have that for 30 seconds. They also don't have the hero that could like slowly siege. Maybe if Alchemist has Aegis, then he could do it, but he's definitely afraid because he might get brought down from 100 to 0.
Yeah, this Morphling does a lot of damage. Lots and lots of damage. And all you have to take him down is your least farmed hero in the game and on your team, and that's MJZ on that Enchantress, who's closing in onto his beautiful little moon shard. Will probably have to go MKB afterwards against the Morphling.
Might get MKB, might get that Witchblade that you mentioned. I feel like having mana is crucial because we've seen a longer fight and he was out of mana half the duration, still got the Rampage.
Dire's middle tower.
Oh yeah, Enchanted Quiver actually also gives you the, I forgot about the fact that it gives you True Strike,
yeah.
so you always have that big first hit that you can throw out. Shard for who? Mars? Help!
Mars can't catch a break. He's
No,
like,
that's
guys,
sad.
come on, please. It's a good one, you know. It's the best they have on the team.
And he's not gonna get it. No, it's going to the Alchemist, which, to be fair, is also a pretty good one. It's
Dire's middle tower.
Berserk Potion. It's really good HP regen, attack speed buff. Like you get 400 HP healed up in that period of time. It's a basic dispel against, I guess, slows. Yeah, slows. That's all they have. And a pause. 10k net worth lead for Thunder Awaken. But the dangerous part here is the fact that he's almost done with the Aghanim Scepter. He is actually done with the Aghanim Scepter. So we're going to get to see a Storm Spirit that all of a sudden jumps in terms of net worth. After having a pretty problematic game, he'll be able to pump out some damage. He's got the Witchblade himself. If he upgrades that to Parasma, it's going to increase their team fight damage by a lot, especially once the level 25 talent gets reached.
Yeah, should be pretty massive, but Aghanim Scepter being delivered to Storm, I believe. They're ready to go, and they will have Moon Shard completed on Enchantress, so a lot of big items. Timeless Relic on Mars, which will have debuff duration, spell amplification. Shiva's finished as well, level 20 talent, so even longer duration spear stun. And he did pick up the shard off his own because he got tired of these so-called RNGs.
Yeah, they're just mean to him. It was the only other shard they could get. And of course, it had to go to the Alchemist. Let's see. MJZ. Queued up. Well, yeah, he's got the full Moon Shard now. Queued up that he wants to get the MKB. No surprise there. Storm Spirit has a free Aghanim Scepter equipped. Look at that net worth. He's ahead of Ryu. How amazing of him. That recovery is nuts. He actually does get hook shotted though. Pops the BKB, zips back, and needs to disengage. We'll go for the straight zip TP back to base. Center Stampede was used, hook shot was used, and that is Storm at the very least getting out of dodge.
Extra status resistance from Kaya Sanj, I think, making a difference there, so they were unable to stun lock him. But this Morphling is massive. Alchemist, I don't know what the plan is, how to deal with Morphling. They don't have like any kind of True Strike. There is no Witchblade. You mentioned Enchanted Quiver on Enchantress, but that's definitely not enough to just kill Morphling straight. So they need to kill the other targets and then deal with Morph, because he has Butterfly, he has Satanic sitting at what, 59 armor, which is 78% physical resistance.
Oh, Lumiere coming in from behind. Spots Hermit though, which is probably the worst target. Abyssal Blades himself by accident. has a BKB at the ready. He is level 25 as well, so he's got the Chemical Rage movement speed. Doesn't really matter if you're going to get stun locked in the process. But initial engagement came through. Dark Mago is looking for a big zip target. Gets a two-man catch coming in. Pops the BKB. Does he have the damage? Yes, indeed. Destroyer is dead. The arena catch comes out as well. Ryu on the Bangalore will not be able to disengage the Aviana's feather. Will not keep him going. In the meantime, the Morphling popped his BKB. Went for the man fight. Backline. Dark Mago's out of
Dark
mana.
Mago's in their base.
Ryu bought back for this. They actually get a two-man drag here, and the Morphling is dropping to again MJZ coming in with a mega.
He has no
kill streak.
buy.
MJ God in the game. Dark Mago got hella saved there by the Trickster's Cloak or the Glimmer, either of the two.
It was both. I think it was both. And also, he has enough mana just to get the pull off. He was like, guys, I'm stuck. I'm gonna die, but gets like this Aghanim Scepter pull. And Morphling, he needs a little bit of gold. He needs 10 gold for buyback. I don't know if he wants to use it. These are long 70 seconds. There's also no buyback on Pango because he just used it and died. So this might be the game. Morphling needs to buy.
He does buy to rejoin the fray. Hookshot gets used on the side, and MGC's dead. That's a big kill. That's the pure damage that they have with the only.
They have Sentry.
Okay, Lumiere, and I looked away, and Lumiere just smacks away at Shaka. It's still an Alchemist. It's still pretty scary. They're taking out top Rex in the meantime while they're being annoyed by Lumiere. Zip comes out, the silence onto the Morphling, but there's a good stun by Hermit, and Dark Mago, can he get himself away? Will be able to sit back to safety, and look at all the damage coming out from Dark Mago with the overload attack bounce. It was just particle effects all over the place, and they tap out. It is going to be Thunder Awaken taking the series 2-0.
Oh, that was a close one. That Roche, the first Roche that they managed to take, put Team Silk in a difficult position.